I'm Chef Christine Cushing, and I'm teaching horrible cooks how to be fearless in the kitchen.
Today, a personable guy whose wife does all the cooking.
John really likes good food, but he cannot cook.
He goes from mangling fish and chips,
Blah.
to getting raked over the coals, grilling for hundreds.
Okay, everybody clear out now. John's gonna take the grill.
This is taking a lot less time at the other station.
Can this talented musician change his tune in the kitchen?
That's horrible.
Or will his wife and friends mock his pitiful performance?
He could kill us.
I don't think I'll be able to do this.
John's an easygoing guy who's confident at work and on the piano. But in the kitchen, he is totally intimidated. His wife Raquel does all their cooking. Because if she didn't, all they'd eat is frosted cereal or frozen food.
John is a hopeless cook.
John's a great guy, but he is a terrible cook.
John lacks the basic skills he needs in the kitchen.
If John gets adventurous and actually tries to cook, it's disastrous.
I tend to overcook things a lot because I get nervous that I may undercook things.
He made some kind of a pasta cream sauce.
And had a magic ingredient of tuna.
I don't know what he put in it, but it curdled.
He's even intimidated by the barbecue.
It makes me very sad to know that John can't barbecue himself. It shows a lack of manhood.
Wow, I would love to create a surf and turf meal for my wife and my friends.
I would really have to see it to believe it.
Teaching John how to cook is gonna be a challenge, but I'm up for it. And in the end, I'm gonna have him cooking a phenomenal surf and turf dinner for his wife Raquel and their friends.
Christine, welcome to my kitchen.
Show me around. What do you use? What do you not use?
Sure. These are two of my favorite appliances right here. This is the toaster oven, and this is my lovely toaster.
Okay.
That's my kitchen right there, these two appliances.
Why is learning to cook important to you now?
A little bit of guilt, and it's always my wife preparing meals, so I just want to do some more. I will let you know that when my wife does not need help, she does like to be entertained, and I actually play the piano, and we have a baby grand in our living room, so when she's preparing some food, I'll go over to the piano, and I'll play her some songs.
Who gets serenaded when they're cooking? I don't. I
don't know. Not too
can
many
tell
people
you that.
around.
It doesn't happen to me. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, John, so tell me, in terms of obstacles, what would you say the biggest ones are for you in the kitchen?
I think there's three.
Okay.
And they begin with the letter I.
Okay.
I feel that I'm impatient, I feel that I'm intimidated, and that I have no natural instincts.
Okay, so that's pretty good. We've got 3 eyes to work on. I like that. And I think for me now, the beginning of this journey, so the first movement in our piano concerto together, I think, is gonna be for me to see you cook solo, because that'll help me to figure out, you know, where to start.
Are you sure?
I have to see it, I'm totally sure. I want to see you make for me a little fish and a little chips.
Okay. Right now?
Right now.
All right, so I will do that.
You will do that.
All your ingredients are laid out here. You can cook them however you want.
You're going for a beer already? Are you feeling nervous?
Just break the eggs here in the garbage.
In the whole time I've ever cooked, seen people cook, been around people cook, I have never seen anybody break an egg on the garbage can. That's insane.
I see eggs in front of me, I see flour, I see breadcrumbs. I don't know what to do. Maybe it was the flour first and then the egg.
John has just realized he can't use his toaster for this meal, so he's trying his wife's deep fryer. He's picking olive oil as the deep frying oil of choice. Not a very good plan.
Christine, do we have any more oil? I don't think I put enough in there. Oh, perfect. Great. I actually thought this was vinegar.
The oil is stone cold. Not even a sizzle.
Here we go.
Smells like fried chicken.
Smells like fried chicken, wow.
Okay. All right, I can stall it no more.
Okay.
Yes, I can. Smells fishy. Not good. It's definitely blah. It's dry and oily at the same time.
Like bad hair.
Like bad hair, yes.
Wow. This piece of fish tastes like crap. That's horrible.
Okay, so I'd like to show you how to make a fresh, simple fish and chips that your wife is gonna love.
Oh, that's great.
So now what we're gonna do is fish and chips, but it's a totally modern version of that. Sweet potato wedges with a cornmeal crusted tilapia.
Wow.
Take a sweet potato, cut it into wedges, and season with a little chili powder, fresh ginger, salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil. Toss it together, and we're gonna bake those until they're golden. I feel, for you, excitement now, because you've graduated from this little toaster mobile.
To the oven.
While those are cooking, we're gonna take care of our fish and give it a little shake up so that everything is blended well. All right, so now,
The olive
why
oil.
am I using olive oil? In the deep frying, not a good option.
No.
But in this, pretty good option. All right, John, I think I want to turn your intimidation into investigation. So,
Wow, hey.
See how it's a little bit soft, but it's got some spring to it? The firmer it gets, that means the drier it is, the more overcooked it is. So that's what you got to look for. A little bit of spring, but still firm, which this is right on the money. Look at them.
They look great.
Okay, and now we got to do a little plating, right?
Christine, I can't wait to try this.
I think you should try first
Yeah,
this time.
for sure. Wow. I'm very impressed with myself and with the meal.
If Raquel were here, your wife, would she believe that you had any hand in making this dish?
Actually, absolutely not.
At this point, it's time to get out of the kitchen. We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do something with oysters.
I love oysters, so I'm up for anything.
Coming up, John and I take on champion oyster shucker Rodney Clark.
On your marks, get set, go.
And later, can John survive the challenge of grilling for hundreds of people?
Maybe we should go next door.
No, don't go.
In the kitchen, John's intimidated, impatient, and he has zero instincts.
John is a hopeless cook.
Just break the eggs here in the garbage. Actually thought this was vinegar.
But he really, really wants to learn.
I would love to create a surf and turf meal for my wife and my friends.
We started out with a little surf, a phenomenal fish and chips.
Wow.
And before we hit the turf, I'm showing John just a little bit more surf. Okay, John, so I've brought you here to the aficionado on oysters, Rodney Clark.
Great.
He's gonna give you a hands-on lesson how to shuck oysters. We're gonna do a little tasting, have some fun, but you gotta pay attention, because you and I are gonna go head-to-head, shucking oysters, timed competition against Rodney.
I've never shucked oysters ever in my life. I don't even know what shucking means.
Okay, Rodney, so why don't you give John the official, here's how to open and shuck a proper oyster.
So what you're trying to do in opening an oyster or dressing an oyster, you're supposed to be trying to find the seam, run the knife, cut the muscle off the top nice and clean, present it so it doesn't look like it went through a food processor, and then away you go. Now I think you should both try one, John.
Okay. It was very hard. Whoa. It was very tricky. There was a lot of things to remember and a lot of things to do.
Don't pull too much. You see, you left the...
There's a little bit of stuff on there.
A little bit.
Okay.
Now you go in, turn it around, and cut the bottom muscle.
Okay. Right underneath?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
either, okay, you flipped it. Yeah, you see there's a little bit of a difference. but you're trying to leave it like it just fell open. But really, you had to work hard. And that first part was a little bit of pressure, wasn't it?
it was a little bit.
Okay. Now, John's had his introduction to oysters, and I think we should have a little bit of fun now. I got a tray of oysters here, and I'll put a tray up for myself. You two can open this tray, and I'll try to match your speed.
Sure, should be great.
On your marks, get set, go.
We're in Rodney's dust, essentially. But I'm noticing that all of John's oysters are not good. You got 1, 2, 3, you got like a half an oyster left there,
I was hoping
John.
you didn't see that.
Oh, I saw it, yeah.
The raccoons would love you. Look at that. Come on.
Oh, that looks great.
Oh, those are nice. Come on. Those
Yeah,
are
but
nice.
what about these?
We're not supposed to see those.
Well,
Here's your reward for coming, second. Let's taste them.
this tastes great.
John, I think this is the perfect thing for you because now we actually have given you a technique, a recipe, something to do where you don't have to get near your toaster oven. Now we're gonna go back to John's kitchen, add a little turf to that surf. I'm gonna teach John how to grill the perfect steak. We're gonna make a beautiful grilled strip loin steak.
That's my favorite.
And you know what? We're gonna do the crisscross marks because I think you're ready for the crisscross, okay?
wow.
Just like a steakhouse. So you
Yeah.
and Raquel going to your own steakhouse.
Good.
But in addition to that, we're gonna make it with a beautiful Argentinian chimichurri sauce, which, by the way, I love saying that, chimichurri.
Chimichurri.
Chimichurri. Okay, so here are our beautiful herbs. It's gonna go into a food processor. We're going to add plenty of garlic. I'm gonna do one, smash it.
Is that legal? Yeah.
Totally. We're gonna put in some olive oil, the grated zest of 1 lemon, a little bit of lemon juice, season with salt, put in some chili flakes, give it a little pulse until it's nice and smooth, kind of like a pesto. This is John's chimichurri.
Yeah.
It's pretty good for a, first-time chimichurri maker.
Chimichurri.
Chimichurri. Key thing about seasoning, in particular salt, as soon as you salt your meat, it starts to draw out the moisture. So you do this at the very last minute. Okay, so let's head out and man and woman the barbecue.
Got it.
Coming up, John is thrilled by his grill.
Heaven.
But his intimidation comes rushing back when he has to cook for hundreds at an international rib fest.
I'm a little bit worried about how John's working out.
And later, will he be able to pull off a surf and turf meal for his wife and friends?
We really do have the potential of winding up in the hospital tonight.
John's an awful cook. He's got no instincts, and he's easily intimidated.
John lacks the basic skills he needs in the kitchen.
But he really wants to learn to make surf and turf.
Maybe it was the flour first and then the egg.
I taught him a little surf.
And we're working on the turf.
We seasoned the steaks.
Now, it's grilling time.
The main thing is hot, hot grill.
So it's really important to preheat your barbecue.
You want to put it at a 45-degree angle. So you never want to line up your steak with the vertical lines. And away from you and go, you hear that sound?
Yeah.
That's the sound
Of proper cooking.
of a 1-inch steak should take no longer than 6 to 8 minutes to cook. Okay, so remember I talked about those perfect grill marks?
Yeah.
So your steak is that way. You're gonna pick it up on this side.
Okay.
And you're gonna turn it
The other
90
way.
degrees.
All right.
Oh, mama. I think the other thing that a lot of people love doing is flipping it. Let me move it.
Yeah, I do
wanna-
that sometimes.
do you?
Yeah, is that too much?
It's
Yeah,
too much.
Okay.
So you only ideally want to turn a steak over once.
Okay.
So I think we got ourselves a pretty darn good looking couple of steaks.
We're gonna eat well today.
I think we're gonna eat well. This is medium well. That's the feeling that you gotta remember for your steak. You
Oh,
see how it kind of
yeah.
is firm?
There's the difference
So
there.
take that sucker off.
Got it.
John's Steakhouse. Picking up
look at that.
1 Black Angus strip loin. How do you feel about that intimidation factor of the barbecue?
You know, Christine, the intimidation has turned to inspiration.
Inspiration,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
it's great.
I love it.
It looks great. I know it's gonna taste great, and my mouth is salivating.
John is tasting his own steak. That is a perfect
That's
medium
perfect.
steak.
Heaven.
Heaven?
That's great.
Do I get any of that, or what's the story?
Actually, I don't know. I don't know if there's enough to share.
I'm glad to see that John is picking up a lot of tips on the grill. He looks really confident. Very good, because in a few minutes, what he doesn't know is he's going to be grilling for hundreds of paying customers. This is a rib grilling festival called Rib Fest. Since you did such a great job on the barbecue, you and only you will be manning your own grill station, and it will be right here. Camp 31, that's your cue right there.
You're kidding me.
Hi, Larry.
Hey, Christine, how you doing?
Good to see you
Good to
again.
see you.
Hey, Larry.
This is your new
I'm
assistant,
John. Hi, Larry. Happy to be here.
Oh, I'm glad you are. You ready to go to work?
No.
Do we want to get started processing meat then and find out just how this gets done?
Absolutely.
great.
Now he's cutting the rib for the customer. We cut it in between each bone. Heat it up on the back side and get it real hot to sear the sauce to it when it hits, and then you just roll the ribs.
Okay.
So when you get to this end of the rib, this rib's ready. Anybody can burn a rib,
Yeah.
but it just takes a cook to cook one. That'll be about the only thing you get in serious trouble about is messing up my ribs, but it's burning them. Okay, everybody clear out now. John's gonna take the grill. Step up, John. Let's see if you can handle it.
Right.
2 full racks.
2 full racks.
No,
Okay.
yeah, that's already cooked up and hot now.
It's already cooked.
Okay, let's see. All right, John, I'm not sure here now. You better flip them over, John, or they're
Okay.
gonna burn on me.
All right, here we go.
We got a lady waiting on a half rack, so we can get them sauced pretty quick before we can move on here.
I'm freaked out. I'm worried about the lines. They're growing. I feel like I have to go to the bathroom, but I'm just trying to stay strong and trying to pretend like I know what I'm doing.
Maybe we should go next door.
No, don't go. I know what's going on here.
Listen, my chicken's getting cooked now.
Man, there's chicken involved too. Okay.
John's building us a line here. I'm not sure if that's because he's fast or slow. I ain't figuring this one out.
This is taking a lot less time at the other stations.
Got a line full of impatient people here.
John is getting more and more behind. This is not good.
I gotta head. I'm good. Thanks, man.
Ah, man, sorry about that. I'm a little bit worried about how John's working out.
Looks like John's got 2 left hands when it comes to chopping up those ribs. The steak was one thing, but now Larry, I think he's fixing to take him right off the grill. Look at that lineup.
I'm a little bit worried about how John's working out. He's gonna get too far behind too quick.
All right, can we just leave him in a little longer?
Yeah.
I don't want you to go out of business.
Why don't I get in there and just give him a little help?
That
All
would be
good
awesome.
deal.
All right, thank you.
John, I'm gonna give you a little hand here, buddy. John needs a little help. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, oink!
Good job, John. You've got that down pat, buddy.
Larry really did John a favor because John was sweating buckets.
I struggled for a bit, but now I'm really getting my rhythm. I never thought this was possible.
2 full, right?
2 full racks coming up.
There's no way that my wife, Raquel, would believe right now that I'm cooking ribs at a rib fest for thousands of people.
All right, we're cooking now, folks. Y'all line up here. Come on now. Another satisfied customer at Camp 31.
John,
Yes.
looks like things are going good.
Things are rocking.
Line is
Great,
down.
okay.
Larry gave you a hand. How are you feeling?
Very good,
Very good.
Okay,
Okay,
John.
Larry, can you let him off now? Is he
It
good?
was nice working with you, buddy.
Okay.
Thanks, sir. Big pleasure, man.
John, how does that feel? You're
I'm pretty up. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped.
So now that you've accomplished this, how does that intimidation factor feel?
And if I can cook a bunch of ribs for over an hour and a half with all these strangers, I think I can cook a great meal for my wife and my friends in my own home.
That's what I want to hear.
John, this is where you finish your symphony.
The final meal.
The final meal, your masterdom of the kitchen and the grill. Let me tell you what you're going to be making. Oysters Rockefeller and steak Delmonico with chimichurri. And you will
Okay.
do it alone.
Alone. Okay. I had no idea that Christine's gonna leave me alone. Okay. I remember smashing it, which was a lot of fun.
There's the instinct.
Yeah.
I knew it.
John was killing me with the food processor. He couldn't even open it. I mean, he couldn't open it.
Lemon seeds, careful.
John is sweating up a storm. The nerves are getting the better of him, and I want to give him a helping hand.
First movement is good.
Yeah.
Yes, so the
Thank you,
maestro.
I needed that. Okay, you're slowing me down.
I don't want to make you nervous, but I think
think they're
So we
coming.
got some people here?
Yeah, I think they're coming.
Hi guys, how are you?
I think there's a real possibility of winding up in the hospital tonight.
I think we're good to go and start grilling those steaks.
Grilling time.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It would be unintentional, but he could kill us.
I think you guys should give him some credit. He might pull off hot cereal.
All right.
How's it going, guys? Are you hungry? Yes?
They're waiting for a disaster. This is a tough crowd. Wow.
Okay, you gotta get those steaks off before they burn.
This possibly could turn into a disaster. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that.
Very juicy.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
amazing?
That's delicious.
Just the way you like it cooked. Perfect.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.